She said it was in this book. This is another one of her little games. I've got to decode what she meant. Oh well, I suppose I'll find it later. Oh, hello there. I'm so sorry I didn't hear you come in. You must be quite a stealthy one. Welcome. How can I help you today? Oh, you're looking for the doctor? Do you mean Dr. Wrenn? Yes, this is her home. This is where she works. She is wonderful at helping creatures like you. All kinds of creatures of the darkness. With really anything that they might need. Particularly when it comes to healing, removing any sort of radiant damage, things like that. Well, I'm sorry to say that the doctor is not in today. She is collecting more very special ingredients for us to use in our tinctures. So she will be on the 4th layer of hell, I think, until the end of the weekend. But she should be back in a few days if you'd like to wait. Otherwise, I would be happy to try to help you. My name is Arabella. I'm not quite a doctor yet, but I am Isadora's apprentice, and I've been working with her for quite a few years, so if there's something that you need help with, I would be happy to lend a hand if I can. Alright, sure. Why don't you explain to me what seems to be the problem? I see. Yes, trouble phasing through the different realms. That would be quite difficult for your kind, wouldn't it? You're a kind that is not tethered to the mortal plane like we are. I see. When did this start exactly? The not being able to go to the different planes. Okay. Did you happen to run into a paladin or a cleric or some sort of a priest or priestess or anything like that recently? I see. Okay. Well, just from a first glance, I can tell you that your aura, it seems to be a bit misaligned. It's not the typical beautiful, inky, swirling abyss that I'm used to seeing from creatures like you. It's a bit more stagnant. I wonder if you've had some sort of a binding spell or radiant curse put on you that has tethered your spirit to this plane. That might be what we're dealing with here. Well, if you would like, I have quite a few different tools here that I can use to examine your energy and get you back to your inky black self, okay? Alright. I think we'll start out... need my Hellfire Pendulum. Yes, I think that would be a good place to start. This is a wonderful tool for determining what sort of damage or internal trauma there might be in your spirit. It's called a Hellfire Pendulum. There we are. Quite a lovely little piece, isn't it? This uses infernal heat signatures to show me things beyond just the surface, but more of that internal trauma or curses, bindings, anything like that that might be terrorizing your energy, okay? So with this, I'm just going to have you watch the pendulum, right? Just do the best that you can to watch the pendulum as it swings back and forth, back and forth. just going to move it a bit closer to you, and then a bit further away, and closer, and further away. Good, good. Just keep your eyes on that Hellfire Pendulum for me, and we'll see what it can reveal to us. Now try not to get distracted, alright? Just feeling around your energy field here, just very gently. Try to keep your eyes on the pendulum as best as you can, okay? Just focus. Focus on that pendulum. I do think it's a binding that we're working with here. I think that might be the case. Okay. Yes, there's definitely some parts of your energy that should be fluid and swirling, and they're not. They're much more stiff. Stiff energy. It may not necessarily be bad, but it's not very helpful. So I think if we remove that, that should help loosen the binding, and then I can remove any sort of damage as well, okay? I think we'll need to start out the Ebonweft Comb. I think that would be good. Now I want to get just a closer look first. Alright, you can relax your eyes for a moment, okay? I would just like to take a closer look too, with some candlelight, right? Now this is a candle that has been blessed with midnight serpent's blood. So, the midnight serpent, as I'm sure you know, is a wonderfully wise creature and is excellent at seeing beyond and seeing through any sort of illusions. So I'm just going to hold this rather closely to you and see if I can feel around you a bit more. Okay. You don't have to do anything. If you'd like to try to hold a bit still, that would be nice, but it's okay if you move a little bit, alright? Just want to see what I can feel here. Okay. I do think it's a binding, yes. Fairly certain that's what it is, but where? Is it your energy or is it? Oh my. Do you remember this person that you ran into? Can you tell me anything about that? Okay, interesting. Did they carry any sort of a staff, or perhaps a magic wand, or maybe even an amulet or a talisman? Something that either glowed or seemed like it shone like the sun. Perhaps even just looking at it hurt you. Do you remember anything like that? An amulet, or was it around their neck? Interesting. What sort of picture did it have on it? Do you remember? Was it a sun? Was it a star? Was it a big eye? Maybe you didn't get a good look at it. It's alright. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Could you please just look at the light of this candle here, okay? Just look at the light. Try to follow it with your eyes. Just follow it with your eyes, okay? Right. Right. I see. Yes, I think the Ebonweft Comb would be a good place to start. Alright. Just a moment. This is a very powerful artifact. look like much, but this was carved from pure onyx found in the heart of a mountain. It's called the Ebonweft Comb. This is used to align the shadowy strands of dark energy in a person, and it can also help to remove entangled curses. Just like a comb can detangle the hair, this can help to detangle any sort of binding, tricksy, twisting curse that may be intertwined with your energy. And hopefully leave it feeling much more free. So I'm just going to use this and brush it over your aura, okay? Alright. Now, before I do, I'd like you to just take a moment and take a few deep breaths, okay? Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Keep going. And as you breathe in, picture that your lungs are filling with life energy. And as you breathe out, you're pushing out that radiant curse. Or perhaps you could envision yourself growing roots from your feet into the earth itself, calling on the energies of the darkness to assist us, to ground you in this moment. So, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Good, good, good. Alright, now I'm going to use this and just brush it across your aura, okay? Alright, here we are. Now you can keep doing that deep breathing if you would like. Or you can just close your eyes and relax. Just relax as the Ebonweft Comb does its work. Yes, it's definitely sensing some radiant energy entangled with your own. Of course, to mortals, radiant energy can be helpful, can be healing, but to someone like you, a creature who embraces the dark, it can cause quite a lot of pain, quite a lot of, well, disruption, can't it? But we'll get it all taken care of, alright? No need to worry. Got plenty of tools here. You're not the first creature of the night who has had a run-in with someone that uses such awful magic. But here we understand the souls of darkness. Right. I think that's helping to at least loosen that binding on your soul. Good, good. Are you feeling any sort of pain? Good. It shouldn't be painful. You might feel a slight tingling, maybe sort of a bit of a numbness sensation, but it shouldn't cause any pain. If it does, please let me know right away and I'll stop. Okay. Good. certainly working better. You're looking a bit more stable now, at least on the surface. But wounds like this, they don't always bleed. It's more of a burning inward. Is that right? Okay. I think next we're going to need the Emberplume. Just a moment. Here we are. The Emberplume. Beautiful thing, isn't it? This is a feather from an infernal phoenix. Now, most phoenixes are, of course, associated with the element of fire, the transformation of things, transformation of the soul, rising from the ashes, all of those sorts of things. But infernal phoenixes, they're a bit of a different breed. Everything they do is just a bit more intense. Now, while normal phoenixes, they range in colours, but normally are hues associated with fire, an infernal phoenix is almost completely black, like soot, except for one layer of feathers on the very lower layer of their wings that burn a beautiful red with flecks of molten gold. These feathers are highly coveted in the magical community. To those who understand their significance, of course. The Doctor has turned this one into a wonderful quill. She uses it regularly for herself, but the Emberplume carries with it the memory of blood. This, well, it can be used to write like any sort of normal quill, but it also can be used to extract shadow residue or memories of pain from the very blood within. It works to draw out whatever it is that caused the most suffering to you recently. If the lines are sharp, then that means that the damage was recent and intense. If the tip starts to glow at any point on your aura, that means that perhaps a lingering curse still holds on. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to just hold it close to you. I won't actually be touching you with it, though you might feel as though I am. You might also hear some strange scratching sounds, like the tip of a quill, but I assure you I will not actually be leaving a mark. This is just going to help extract any sort of shadow residue and let me know where the pain is located, right? Okay. I'm just going to come very close to your face here, okay? Just right in some sigils here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just let the quill do its thing here. There we go. Good. Good. this person who attacked you, did they perhaps carry something made of blessed silk? I see. That certainly makes sense. Right, I'm just going to bring it a bit down to other places around your aura too, yeah. There we are. The tip glowing around your shoulder here. Yes, it seems as though there's a bit more blood interacting here that holds memory. I think that's perhaps where the binding originally took hold. Even the Emberplume doesn't want to tread too closely to that area. I will proceed with caution. Don't worry, I'm just going to take this down your arms here to see anywhere else that it may be picking up on pain. Right. I think mostly it's around the head and the shoulder here. Just a few more little sittles there. Okay. Alright, I think I have what I need. The Everplume never lies. Now let's see what can be undone, shall we? You are dear. This little dagger here, it's called Nettlefang. You can see it's a beautiful curved blade there, designed to look like a claw of a dragon. This dagger was carried by a very powerful hedge witch for a very long time, one who preferred to do her art in the dark. She offered curses and cures in equal measure, but with this blade, she would extract any sort of ethereal or radiant energy. It's very good at piercing through what needs to be pierced through in a creature of darkness like yourself, but leaving the parts of you whole that are not affected. So I'm just going to use this to slice through this awful binding spell here, alright? You might hear some sounds. If it feels painful, please do let me know. Alright. There we are. Stubborn, isn't it? Is that feeling alright? Okay. I know it is a bit intense, I understand. But so is this binding. There we are. Don't worry, I won't actually get anywhere near you with the blade. It's just the energy here that needs to be removed, sometimes very forcibly, when it was imprinted forcibly. There we are. Alright, I think that's coming loose now. Are you feeling any different? Anything like that binding is losing its grip on you. Right, good. Once more, I think. There. I think that has started to release now. Wonderful. One more tool, right? Now this tool is one much more for precision. We've loosened the binding now, but this will help to extract it. And then I can also use it to stitch back together the threads of the shadow that were broken. This is called the Widow's Needle. Forged from tears of mourning on a moonless night, mixed with the ash of incense into a beautiful form here, perfect for binding together again the threads of darkness, reweaving the wounds left by ethereal damage, right? So, just going to bring this in. Dust work. Stitch back together. That which was broken. There we are. Try not to move too much if you can, alright? If I miss one of the threads, it might catch on the edges again. It's definitely very precise work, but don't worry, I've done it loads of times before. It takes a steady hand, and patience, and being able to see the veil of shadow. It's a good thing my master has me stare into the abyss on a normal basis. Nothing quite like understanding darkness, like embracing the core of the abyss. As long as you don't stare too long. It's a delicate art, I suppose. There we are. Much better, much better. Right, now I'm going to use it to just pull out any sort of extra little bits of the radiant energy that might still be trying to cling to you, alright? Just hold nice and still, please. There we go. Good, good. Alright. There we go. Excellent, excellent. Good, good, good. There we go. One more, I think. Right. Yeah. There. Are you feeling less tethered now? Wonderful. It does seem as though your energy has started flowing much more freely again. Well, I think that does it for getting rid of the radiant damage, but perhaps we could still help to imbue you with a bit of darkness before you go. Alright, one moment. Thank you. Have you seen one of these before? This is a midnight crystal. A beautiful relic of the night. You can see why it's called a midnight crystal. It looks as though it contains the multitude of stars of the heavens beneath its surface. Now I'm just going to use this and point some of the darkness, the energy of the night, back into your energy, alright? Crystal created in a point like this is excellent for directing the energy where I want it to go. So, I would like you to just follow it. I'm going to make some nice big spirals and bring it nice and close to you, alright? Just do the best that you can to follow the tip of my crystal here. Good. Let's do that again. Just follow the tip of that crystal as much as you can, darling. Good. With this we will bestow onto you the blessing of the night. At a time of rest, of darkness, of stealth, of mystery, but also of peace, so misunderstood by those who cling to the light for their safety. Little do they know the safety that the night can offer to those who understand it. Oh well, I wouldn't want the night getting too crowded. That would take away part of the beauty of it, if you ask me. Alright. There we are. Alright, last time, darling, just follow the tip of this crystal. There. Oh, you're looking so much more dark, my dear. How are you feeling? Good, I'm so glad. I think we've gotten rid of that pesky binding and any sort of radiant or holy damage that you might have taken. You're looking much more like yourself, I think. Good. Well, enjoy phasing between the realms and terrorizing the inhabitants of them again. If you ever need anything else, come back anytime. The doctor or I would always be happy to help you. Alright. Enjoy the night, and I'll see you next time.